Hey everybody, what's up y'all? Welcome back to my channel. Tammy Talks here. Let's talk Married at First Sight season 15 episode 9. Are you trying to gaslight me? If you're brand new to my channel, I do breakdowns on various TV shows, both scripted and reality, interjecting my own thoughts, opinions, and theories into each and every recap. So if you are brand new to my no. So if you like that type of commentary and you have not already subscribed, stop typing in Tammy Talks every week. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button so you're notified each and every time I post a video. Before we get started, I want to thank the people that submitted or that purchased super thanks last week. So Eileen Brazel, Greg Rorabow, Lady B 1028, and Kwana Aisha. If I mispronounced anything, I apologize. All right. But thank you. Truly appreciate the support. All right. So let's go ahead and let's talk Stacia and Nate. So Stacia and Nate they're out at the pool and they get a basket from the experts. The experts like to send out these like baskets to get like conversation going about love and different vulnerability, intimacy, different topics like that. So Stacia asks Nate where they are on the spectrum of love. And Nate was like, whew, all right. So like on a scale of like 1 to 10, like a 4 or a 5, I said a 4. A 4, but a 4 is a good answer because they just met and married like 3 weeks ago. So Stacia is absolutely like devastated, and he was like, it's like a 40 out of 100. I feel like don't ask questions that you're not prepared for the answer. So he said that he wants to lowball his feelings so that there's more upside potential for between the two of them. And he said it'll take time. We've only been married 3 weeks. And I agree. You guys have been married 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Now, if after 3 years he's saying a 4 or a 5, then that's an issue. But you guys have been married 3 weeks, okay? So Stacia said that she's at an 8. Stacia just want to be married and have babies, but Stacia feels that she's at an 8. You can tell she's salty. So he was like, damn, okay, I feel bad now. And it's like, no, you shouldn't feel bad. You should. This was an honest question. This is an honest discussion. If you're at a 4 or a 5, that's where you are right now. So she feels that love is a commitment, not just a feeling. Stacia is looking at this very transactional. Stacia is forcing herself to feel like she's in love because she said that she's not going to have sex until she's in love, and she wants to make this marriage work because Stacia wants babies. Stacia's not in love with that man. She's just not. She's not, because if it's that easy for Stacia to fall in love with somebody after 3 weeks, then Stacia would be able to go out in her normal life, her typical day-to-day life, and she would be able to meet somebody and thus fall in love with them. And it would not be an issue, right? But Stacia is forcing herself to get to that point. So Nate says that it's been a long time since he's been in love. And in his confessional, he said that he wants to be a little slower with opening his heart because he wants his marriage to work. So he wants to make sure that before he opens up his heart and gives his all and gets, emotions and all that stuff involved, that he's really there. He said he only wants to do marriage once. So she asked him what would keep him from falling in love with her. He said he wants them to be best friends. He said it's just week 3. They haven't done a lot together. They haven't went out on a real date together. They haven't seen each other drunk together. They probably haven't been sick around each other yet. So he said there's a lot of things that kind of goes into that. And Stacia was like, wow, all of that? Yes, all of that. I want to see how you are as a drunk. I want to see, are you an angry drunk? Are you a horny drunk? Are you lusty when you're drunk? Are you a mean drunk? Do you cry when you're drunk? Are you one of those drunks that laughs? Are you a drunk that doesn't want to give up your keys? There are a lot of, and that's just being drunk. How are you when you're sick? How are you when you're super pissed? How are you when, when you're sad? There are a lot of different things that they have not experienced together. And I completely understand why Nate is going to say that he is not in love just yet. Although, Nate did say back on the honeymoon that he was falling in love with her. And when I told y'all that was bullshit, where are the people that were in my comments saying that I just wasn't being fair and that I was projecting? Talk to me. Talk to me. So, they're in the kitchen because they're continuing the conversation while they're cooking, and they're still talking about love. Stacia feels that a goal of the marriage is love. Yes, you should want to be in love, while you're married. She said that everything has to be measurable. And see, I feel like that's that just type A personality that Stacia has, where every single thing that she does, she has to be able to physically look at the pros and cons of it. She has to be able to measure it. She has to be able to look at it and quantify, well, this much is here, and this is why this is going here with this ratio on this spreadsheet. Like, that's her personality. And there's nothing wrong with that, but when you have a person that is that type A, they're like, they hyper focus on that. And that's why Stasia's single. That's exactly why Stacia is still single. So he tells her that, like, they're good. Just know that we're good right now, and he wants to get to know her a little more fully. Nothing wrong with that. She then asks him if he is making the commitment to love her. And he said, I think I'm showing you that I'm making the commitment by talking about kids, by, talking about getting joint accounts. We're having all these different conversations that are showing actionable steps, tangible things that are showing that I'm committed to the marriage, that I want the marriage to work. Excuse me. Stacia then says, well, I can open up a joint account and live with someone and not be in love with them. She's playing devil's advocate. He calls her ass out on it right away. So he calls her out on it and said that you're playing devil's advocate, and it feels like you're being a little manipulative about it. So she is like super offended by that. And I see what he's saying. Like, Stasia's basically trying to corner this man into saying that he's in love with her. And I guess my thing is, if he's truly not in love with you yet, why do you want him to say it so bad? Don't ask somebody to say something, especially that they're in love with you, if they're not. And like I said, Stacia is giving desperate, girl. It's giving desperate. So you can tell she feels salty, and Nate resumes on cooking. He said, well, let's get this rice going. Rice look a little burnt. Like, he was over the conversation. So they go to a cooking class together. And Stacia asks him, how does he feel after the argument? He said, was it an argument? It was just a disagreement. But he said he feels good. So she said that she was trying to stay calm throughout the situation because she knew that, if he got a little more elevated and escalated with his emotions, she would do the same thing. And he was like, oh, okay, yeah. Because in his mind, it was a disagreement. We tabled it for now. We're going to move forward. He said that she was trying to play games. She felt like he was trying to attack her character by calling her manipulative. He said that he said that when people play devil's advocate for too long, it moves away from devil's advocate and it becomes hard-headedness. I said, So he said that while he was being positive in this conversation, she was coming from a very dark place. She says in her confessional that she was getting more and more pissed because she's in her head, she's cussing and screaming and doing all this other stuff because she basically feels attacked, but she doesn't want to, really go in the way that typically Stacia would go in. So He wants to know why she said that she didn't want to be in a loveless marriage. He was like, because where is that even coming from? We find out that she basically feels that because he said that he was not in love yet, that's just, he said he's been in relationships for, multiple years with people, with women, and it did not result in, him being in love. And he said, yeah, it's because I was being hit with ultimatum after ultimatum. And he said that he constantly felt like he was chasing after his girlfriend, trying to prove something to her, and he said that he's not gonna do that. And she was like, yeah, because I'm at a 4, right? And I said, see, this is what I'm talking about. Passive aggressiveness is not cute. It's not cute, because why are you bringing that back up? Because you can't tell him that it's okay that he feels that way, but then you throw it up in his face the first chance that you get. So she admits that she's afraid of him not being in love with her. And he tells her, well, you don't have to worry about that, because I really like you. And y'all, the way that I hollered, because she's talking about love, and here you are saying, well, I really like you. It's okay. I really like you. So he tells her to have more faith because he really likes her, and they're already married. See, Nate feels like he doesn't have to do any more work, and that's what happens with a lot of guys on this show. They're married and they feel like they don't have to court their wife, and they don't have to do things to try to swoon over their wife and do all that extra kind of stuff. And you still do, because you guys are still in the courtship phase. Even though you're married legally, you're still courting. So Stacia says in her confessional that she is going to keep challenging him. That don't seem like that's the right move, Stacia. It don't. So they're at this group activity with one of the guest experts, and the expert is going kind of one by one through the couples, having them kind of talk about what's been going on with their issues, etc., etc. So Stacia states that she feels lonely, vulnerable, abandoned, and sad. I said, damn, already? And everybody kind of looked over like, okay, girl, what's going on in y'all apartment? So she said she came in showing everything. All her emotions on the table. She was very vulnerable, and she feels that Nate is not matching her. Nate said he's doing actionable steps. He said that he signed up for therapy. That's an actionable step to show that he is committed. He said it's frustrating that she keeps saying that he's not trying. He said because what's going to happen is if he's putting forth all these actionable steps and she's ignoring them, it's going to start turning into him giving up, and he's disappointed in what she's saying. So she starts crying. She wants to know how long will she have to wait for him to catch up to where she is. And I'm like, Stacia, come on, girl. Come on now. Don't do this. So back home, they're at the apartment, still talking about. They've been having conversations all episode, right? So Nate said that he's irritated and he's disappointed that the person that he cares the most about isn't recognizing that he's trying when everybody else is. So he said that he took her saying that she needs action seriously, because she said words don't mean anything. It's all about action. So he said, so if I'm putting forth the action and the action doesn't mean anything, then what's next? Stacia said that she listed all those different words in, because that was more like a therapy session, and she wanted to give background. He said, nah, sis, that ain't it, because you used the present tense. You didn't say you felt, you said you feel. I said, ooh, get into it, Nate. Get into it. And he said that he is tired of proving himself, because Stacia tried to slide that in, and he called her ass out on him. She feels that his actions are just future efforts. She is looking for something that is more present day. She wants better communication and she wants vulnerability. He said, well, you want emotion? You got emotion. Because now I'm pissed. He told her that You got emotion now. Are you happy? And she was like, no, because I feel like it's an attack. So she feels like he's getting upset at something that she doesn't see as a big deal. Bullshit, you don't see it as a big deal because you bring it up every chance you get. You know it's a big deal. It's a big deal to you, Stacia. So don't try to play it off. Because the way that he's making a big deal out of it is not the emotion that you wanted. You wanted emotion from him, you're getting it. He done told you that he's kind of disappointed, he's pissed, he's hurt. He's giving you emotion. It's just not in the way that you want it. That's all. So he said that he doesn't believe her anymore because she said that it's not going to always be like this, whatever the case. He said that he does not believe her anymore, and he doesn't think that he's the problem. He said, I think it's a you problem. I said, ooh. Stacia said that she came in, she wanted a committed husband that was ready to hit the ground running. That's not how this works, Stacia. That's not how this works. Stacia thought that she was going to come into a pre-made marriage where she didn't have to do any real work, and she felt that because she went to therapy prior to this, that, oh yeah, I'm great, you're going to be great, everything's fine. We can come in, we can move into the house that I'm building, and then we can start popping out babies. That's not how this is going to go or how it was supposed to go. Stacia had a very unrealistic idea about how this process was going to work, and it's coming to bite her in the ass. Let me know what you guys felt about Stacia and Nate, and I will catch you guys in the next one.